You're listening to First in Line, your all access pass to fan culture. I'm Liv,
I'm Elham.
and we're back to talk about Summer House Reunion Part 2.
I'm so excited.
Before we get into that, let's do our barricade or bust and boyfriend of the week this week. For barricade or bust, I'm going to have to be simple here. It's going to have to be Love Island because
Oh my
I've
God.
clocked in like it's a full-time job at this point. So we have Love Island UK that started on Monday of this week, and then Love Island USA, which started on Tuesday. So that's pretty much taken up all of my free time outside of Summer House this week.
That's a good one. I unfortunately can't watch Love Island, either of them yet, till I'm back in America. So my barricade bus is actually a pair of shoes that I've been wearing.
Okay. Are they good for walking or
A lot
like
of left
cobblestone
heel.
streets?
Yeah. So it's these Puma Speed Cats that I have that I can insert a image of them, but they're really comfortable. They're super cute and they go with everything. So yeah, I am recording this live from France, and I was thinking, I was talking to my friend Milan that I'm here with, and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna be in my barricade or bus. Like, is it dumb if I say my shoes? She's like, no. So I'm doing my shoes.
I love that. Well, you're going to other locations that you're also going to have to walk a lot, so I think it's a valid pick for
Yeah.
traveling. So, girlies, if you're traveling this summer, get a pair of the Puma shoes. What about your boyfriend of the week this week?
My boyfriend of the week is actually going to be another girlfriend of the week, and it's Lindsay Hubbard, obviously, Mother Lindsay. I just love her so much. She's been killing it in this reunion and just like everything, even just like on socials and stuff outside of the actual show being filmed. And I know we're obviously just going to discuss the reunion, and I'm like, there's not really any of the guys can't trust the Summer Bravo guy anymore, so I'm going to give it to Lindsay.
You're right. I feel like her tidbits that she's been responding to on threads have given us like another layer of kind of where she's at right now, because I know she had said that she was going to give Amanda the time of the day after the reunion. So I was really interested to see whether she would switch up a little bit. And it seems like she's still kind of staying on her throat a little bit. So
Yeah.
glad to see that.
I definitely think, well, there's one thing that she responded to that I want to bring up, but that I know we're going to talk about. But yeah, I feel like she definitely just feels like very wronged still, regardless of that talk, which I find it just, I think, shows me that they are just sticking through their lies. And even post reunion, post filming, no cameras, they're just lying.
Yeah. So I think one of the things that the show started opening with was talking about the fact that West had another girlfriend at the time who Miha says that they were exclusive, and West kind of tries to downplay it of like, oh yeah, there's stories of girls that I hook up with occasionally. And they kind of ask Amanda initially about, you said that you had a conversation about it. And she says, yeah, we've talked about it. But later on, we do hear from Miha directly when she's FaceTiming Sierra. And it's like, so wait, you and West had a conversation about how he was in a relationship, but West never had a conversation with the girl that he was in a relationship with about this?
Literally.
That's okay with you?
And I also am like, I want Andy to like push for like the dates and stuff, because it's like she spent the night with you and Watch What Happens Live on March 24th, right? 20,
Yeah, I
whatever.
think it was the 23rd, and then he was on it the 24th. And she said everything was normal. He was saying he loved her, you know, how it goes.
So it's like, I'm like, Amanda and Wes, did you guys have that conversation the morning of you writing the statement when you decided to just go all in? Like, it's very different if you had that conversation in February when this all started versus the day before you had to like basically share off the pot when it comes to these rumors. And like, it's just so, I feel like the biggest thing about this is like it's so aggravating to watch Amanda just like sit there and be like told by everyone around her, like, he's a liar, he's a liar, he's a liar. These are all the facts of him lying or, manipulating the truth and all this stuff. And she's just like, well, he won't do it to me. He won't do it to
But
me.
she's also sitting there crying, hearing about the way that everyone is talking about the way that he treats women. And what was really concerning for me is also at the end, when she kind of skipping around talking about the end, she says, oh, people are making me feel stupid for trusting you. It'd be one thing if this is someone that's like met someone brand new and is in a relationship with them, and then these girls are coming out of the woodworks alleging things about them. But this is someone that you've literally seen treat friends of yours like this, and also someone that you're having a conversation about that's in another relationship. It's not like you don't know about these things. So
Yeah.
the fact that she's acting like this is all getting thrown at her, something that she didn't know about, is really bizarre. But
It's
I found it really weird that she's crying while they're talking about how Wes treats everyone. And then this is the part that you missed because you didn't see the version that was uploaded to Peacock, which is kind of annoying me a little bit too, because it's pretty much the same episode minus like 2 extra things that changed up.
yeah.
So I'm having to rewatch the same episode for like 1 extra tidbit. Mia says, can you give us a little bit more details about the conversations that you and West are having that made you guys decide to do this? And Amanda's like, "Well, we had these conversations, and a lot of it was feeling these feelings and the fact that this was based off of our friendship." And Sierra interrupts and says, "Yeah, I thought ours was too." Like, what do you mean that this
Yeah.
is different because your relationship with West is built on the bed of a friendship? What were West and Sierra then? And so then Sierra does apologize to Amanda for interrupting her, and Amanda's just a little bit like whatever, and then Amanda immediately shuts down after that and is like, "Well, these conversations are private and I don't feel like ready to
Okay,
share them
no.
with everyone." Okay, then why are we here? Lindsay literally says, "What the F?" Like, what is the point if you're not gonna share why you guys felt like it was so important for
No.
you to be together, or why this is so different, then literally why are you sitting here on this couch? Again, we don't care about the fact that you're lying about the fact that you guys only hooked up after your statement, because Brianna Chicken Fry is still standing on the fact that
I know.
West told her at the Super Bowl that they were
Which
already an item.
I do believe her. I hate to say it. I hate to
Yeah.
know who she is, but I do believe her. Like, because first of all, it's like there's no reason for this random ass girl to lie. She has no relation to this show, or honestly, probably is not even that close to with Wes. Like, I feel like they were just going out friends, or not. Because if she was his really close friend, she would not out him this way. So I feel like it's true.
Well, also because she's, like, kind of been thrown into it, like, I feel like she would've come out and been like, "No, no, no, Dave's got his facts wrong," right? Like,
Yeah,
if she really didn't wanna be in the middle of it, and, I mean, it doesn't seem like she wants to be in the middle of it, but she's like, "I'm not gonna lie to cover this up for them."
yeah.
If Wes is going around at least telling people that they were together, then, like, own that you were together.
Exactly. And going back to like what you said about like why are you here, it's true. It's like this is the reunion. We are here to discuss everything that happened over the last year. You guys decided to ruin this whole friend group, this whole house, this whole show. Honestly, you decided to ruin the show. So yeah, you're supposed to sit there and tell us everything. Like, you're supposed to sit there and say, yeah, we had this conversation and this is what I believe. And I think the reason why Amanda doesn't want to say is that one, either there is nothing. He probably didn't say anything to make her feel this way. I
He's
feel like
using all the same tricks that he's used on
yes.
everyone else,
And
including the
he's
tricks that he
embarrassed
used
to
for
admit it.
Sierra to forgive him.
Exactly, like, I'm like, because I bet she's thinking, like, if I say this, like, what if Sierra's like, "Well, he said the same thing to me?" Like, because he probably does. He probably has the same playbook with every single girl, which we can talk about that with the Miha stuff at the end, because I definitely think everything he told Miha is something he tells a lot of girls. I don't think she was the only girl he was seeing and telling this stuff to, and yeah, it's just like, why are you going to come to this reunion to just be zoned out and not tell us? And then when she talks in these riddles. Like, she's just like, "We had a conversation. We talked about it. This hurts me too." It's like, well, why? Why are you
Well,
hurt?
I think it's only gonna expose that she's a bad friend even more, because the only thing that would make sense to me in this conversation is them having a conversation about why she's different than Sierra,
Yes.
and she knows that that is not going to go over well with literally anyone. So I think
No.
that's why she's taking that to the grave. But again, it's like, what is the point? And also then it goes to show that she is such a terrible friend that that would make her be like, "Yeah, you know what? Like, let's be together because 'cause I'm so much
Especially
more
because
special."
the way that it was edited, like, in the normal version was they had that where Sierra says, "I felt like you guys just use buzzwords to sort of
Mhm.
when I talk about my race or all these things, you just use buzzwords to make me feel better." But like looking back, it honestly isn't true. Like, because you can say, "I see you, I hear you," but like, you do this to me. It's like you don't see her as a person. You don't see her as someone that you love, or like like, it's just like
Yeah.
you
And then
don't
and then
see.
Amanda, again, focusing on that, Amanda then says, "Everything I said over the summer was true."
Yeah.
Okay, so after you clocked out of being over the summer, when, I don't know if you saw, but after the reunion, when it aired live, it went straight into In the City,
Hmm.
and the one of the first clips of In the City was Sierra and West meeting up with Amanda in her new apartment, and it goes to Amanda saying Sierra I one of her best friends for years, and so really showing everyone that Amanda is standing on business, that they were actual friends, and so I think that's what's even weirder. So everything you said over the summer was true, but then the minute you started being interested in West, you just didn't care about her feelings at all anymore?
No. And then it's just like and then Amanda continued on and she was like, this has hurt me a lot too. And it's like, no, it hasn't. It hasn't hurt you. Because once again, if you're this, I just am like, girl, I want to shake her. Like, if you're so hurt, if you're so heartbroken, if you're so, mourning this friendship, you don't have to do any of this. Like, you could have just been like, I made a mistake. This is not worth losing everyone I love and everyone in the world hating me. And I'm going to choose my friends over this. And at that point, Sierra could have still been like, I don't want to be with you, like your friend,
I
you're
feel like
weird.
Sierra would have been more forgiving if
Yes.
Amanda was like, "I am confused. I'm out of this new relationship. Like, West and I kissed because I'm confused." I feel like Sierra would probably have been done with West at that point, but, like, I think she would have forgiven Amanda for the reason that they're all kind of saying, like, it seems like Amanda's been a little bit manipulated by West because everyone gets manipulated by West. So I
Mhm.
feel like there maybe was, like, a comeback for their friendship with that one, but obviously didn't stop there.
At that point, and then, yeah, she goes, "I felt embarrassed to say this, I felt embarrassed." It's like, yeah, because Mia said,
I think
it is
that's the
embarrassing.
funniest I think that's the funniest part of the episode is her admitting that she didn't wanna tell Sierra that she kissed West while she knew West was in another relationship.
It's like, yeah, you're 34, it is fucking
That's
embarrassing to do
embarrassing.
that. It's embarrassing, it's humiliating, and then I just am like, I know there was a part where where they finally go on a break, like the whole crowd
Mhm.
goes to break, and Carl says like, Amanda was an easy person to secretly be with because she's still legally married. She's, getting divorced. And like, if this gets out there, she'll keep the secret because she doesn't want it to get out there due to everything that's happening right now. And I'm like, exactly. Like, how does everyone that's known you for years, known you better than West can or anything, like see everything for what it is, but you can't see it for West Wilson? Like, I don't understand. It's just like she must want to be, I don't know, it's like she just must want to be picked and she finally got picked and that's all it is, which is even more humiliating. Like you have no self-esteem, you have no confidence that you like need a man to tell you like you're worth ruining my life for. Like I don't get it. It's just so humiliating.
Yeah, and I really liked so Amanda says she's embarrassed to be a side chick, and runs off the stage pretty much
Mhm.
for, like, 30 minutes,
Oh my
and
god, I love that.
Lindsay is visibly pissed about it because Lindsay has been on the hot seat so many times and hasn't gotten up, and I think it's a really valid point that Lindsay makes of, like, if you're gonna come all the way here to the reunion, sit on the damn couch and answer
Yes.
the questions. Don't run
I
off, even if you're crying. And then West kind of is forced to go and check in on Amanda, and he's like, "If you need to cry on stage, it's okay." It just makes the whole thing seem so even when they do break later on and they're talking about it, it's very rehearsed, like, "Do you want me to jump in more and
yeah.
gonna be pissed?" Like, they don't go into this just being sorry. It has to be a whole rehearse of, like, how they're going to answer
Mhm.
these questions. If you were genuinely sorry, you would go into it just ready to answer the questions and be sorry. It's all about perception.
I agree. And I think that just goes to show that he is with her. They're together in this because they got caught and they need to like kind of stick it out. Like there is no longevity here because there is zero like emotional attachment. It seems like you would think some people who have been friends that were friends for so long and grew this thing out of nowhere, like that there would be this deep emotional connection. There is literally none of that. Like he has
It
no
genuinely seemed
urge.
like Tom Sandoval liked Raquel more than
Yes.
West and Amanda like each other on this
Like, he
stage.
had no urge to go help her. Then when he helps her, he just is like or, like, goes to check on her, he's just like, "Are you okay?" He doesn't hug her, he doesn't like, it's just like, there's no emotions there. It's just so bizarre, and
It's
I
even more
definitely
bizarre that it, like, came through like that in person too, because Sierra does mention that to Miha on FaceTime at the end, like, they're sitting up there and they don't even look like they like each other, they're not defending each other, like,
there's no
there's no
comforting, like
togetherness.
'cause even think about all the reunions that we've watched, like, as Bravo viewers, like, there is, like, even just, like, basic comfort, like, there will be people who literally hate each other's guts, and they will show basic empathy and, like, put a hand on someone's shoulder, like, someone's leg, be like, "Here's a tissue." He does none of that. She's literally crying. Also, there's, like, multiple times in part 1 and part 2 where she'll, like, look over, like, someone makes a comment, kinda like a sly comment, kinda digging at her or something, and she'll look over at West. He's not looking at her at all. He's just looking forward. He doesn't give her anything, and I just am like, I I've seen like, I just, like, I've seen more chemistry with Amanda and Ben, Amanda and Carl, like,
Yeah.
Amanda and Jesse Solomon, like, literally, there is just no connection there, which makes this whole thing 100 times weirder, and again, I keep saying again, but West being like, "I didn't" to Lindsay, "I don't wanna get up because I don't want you guys to then bitch about the fact that we both got up." I'm like, "Why do you care what people
That's what
we
you're
already
thinking
all
about,
need
not the fact that your girlfriend is crying and ran off
crying."
stage, but that
Mind you, crying
yeah.
because of you. Once again, like, this is the thing, it's like, he's like he says, "Sierra really knows how to dig at you and get you to cry." It's like, yeah, because it's easy to cry because when you are giving up your whole life for Wes Wilson, it's fucking easy to make someone cry because it's like, it's like, she's crying because of what you've created and what you've caused and, like, what you're allowing and, like, you're not, like, backing her up, like, at all. There's no sense of being like that's what I don't understand, like, no sense of being like, "Well, we're happy. Well, like, nothing." You know what I mean? Like, there is nothing. Like, she's just getting beaten down, and they both are. Because even later on, Dara, like, beats him down and says all this shit about him, which is factual, and he's just like, "Yeah, you're right." And I'm like,
Yeah,
"What?"
even if he meant that sarcastically, which it didn't sound
No, I
sarcastic,
didn't feel that.
but, like, that's not the right time to be acting like that, so what are you saying yes to? Because that's really concerning. I don't think Amanda was sitting out there when he said yes. I
No,
think
she said no,
it
that
w
was when it was just her. But also, did you
yeah.
see I was gonna bring this up earlier, but Lindsay, because apparently Andy said on his radio show that she was gone for 20 minutes, and
Yes.
Lindsay said it was more, it was like an hour.
That's crazy. I would've
And
been
how
like,
why
"I'm
is she
leaving
allowed
then."
to leave for 1 hour? I don't understand how that's fair.
Something else that was really funny to me was when Jesse asked Kyle if Amanda asked him to be a peacekeeper,
Yeah, that was
which I
funny.
think maybe made Kyle, like, clock back in to the fact that he was supposed to be mad, because I did understand what Kyle was saying. He's like, "If she feels like she's being attacked, we're not gonna get the answers that we want." But I don't necessarily think Sierra wanted answers. Like, Sierra wanted to say her piece, which is fair. And Sierra is a way better woman than I am because I would not have been able to handle this woman on stage rolling her eyes and be acting the way that she acted.
I thought that was funny too, and then Andy's like, "Well, they were together for 10 years, he knows her, like, whatever."
But
And
yeah, so they bring Dara on stage, and she previously dated West for at least a short time, and I think she dated him when he was unemployed right before he came on Summer
Yeah,
House,
I think
so
she
good on
said they
her.
were together for, like, 6 months before she was like, "Well, are you gonna be my boyfriend or not?" From what I recall from this season, I'm pretty sure she said, "We're together for, like, 6 months," and then she was like, "Well, are you gonna be my boyfriend or not?" And he said, "No," or whatever he says to these girls. And then she was like, "I'm in my 30s, like, I'm not dealing with this," and she broke up with him. But what she said and she goes, "The biggest concern of his is being well-liked and well-received. He doesn't prioritize the women he's linked to romantically with the same respect as he does anybody else in his life. Unfortunately, it's up to you to decide what's worth sacrificing for that kind of person." And Amanda's just like, dumbfounded stare, like and, like, once again, this girl that just met you last summer is telling you all this stuff, and you're just how does everyone around you say, like, "You're dumb, you're dumb, you're dumb, you're dumb," and you just think
Out of her own experience dating the man, not, like, seeing her friend date him or hearing it, out of her own damn experience dating him.
and she's just like, "Well, okay." That's why I'm like
I think it did get to her, which we saw when she says, like,
yeah,
"I feel everyone's making me feel stupid for trusting you." Like, I think it is getting to her, but I think it's one of those things where the 2 of them feel so far in it, like, they're not going to I
break
think
up right now.
Amanda potentially with, like, Lindsay and Kyle and Carl maybe and Jesse has more of an in to just be like, "Oh my god, like, we broke up and I was just under his spell." But I don't think she's smart enough to realize that, and so I think they're really like, "We just gotta be together forever now." I mean, look at how long she was with Kyle for 10 plus years, and they weren't even intimate for their entire marriage, and she still got married to him and stayed with him, and only at this point divorced him. Like, she's just one of those people that is gonna stay in something even if it doesn't
Make her
work,
happy,
and
which
Wes
is
is the type of person that's gonna stay with someone and not even break up with them and start a new relationship.
yeah, no, exactly. I know, because that's the thing is, like, I'm seeing her, like, break like, I'm like, "Girl, you're almost there." It's like, you're almost there, you're almost understanding that you should not be in this, but then you guys I see pictures of you guys right now, current day, like, in Italy at
Yeah.
a family wedding. Like, it's just like, how can you dig your heels in so far for someone so untrustworthy and just, like, not worth it? I don't get it, but, yeah, I definitely we can talk about I think we should talk about the segment of Kyle and Amanda. I just
Wait, can we I
Everything
have a couple other things,
yeah,
like, chronologically before that.
yes.
When Sierra says that Wes and Amanda can play Jesse Solomon's song
Oh my
about
god,
being in love with your best friend at their wedding was so funny, and
it
this
was
is what we
funny.
were talking about how, like, Amanda just kinda had a foul attitude at everything, and Wes didn't match that, like, I think Wes thought that was funny.
Yeah,
And later on too, when they talk about Lindsay and Carl doing the ad for Carl's Mess, and Amanda interrupts and is like or is a Amanda's asked, "How did this make you feel?" And she says, "Well, I would have never done this to them during their breakup." It looks at the same time like West is was unbothered about the fact that they did this ad and kind of like that he's amused at it too. Like, they didn't seem like they were on the same page about
yeah.
that.
Which
I
can
loved Lindsay's face when that happened because she was just like, "What do you mean?" And I mean, Sierra summed it up, like, "Where is your bar?" So, like, it's not okay to do this ad, again, which isn't even directly about
no,
that.
it was not making fun of their relationship, it was talking about Carl.
Yeah, but you can date your friend's ex.
And again, another thing that pissed me off that whole moment, which I'm like, Amanda, you have a very different view of who you are for this show than like the viewers and like the general public. Where Lindsay's like, I've been doing this show for 10 years. I can make a joke. I can make a, like, whatever. I can make a joke out of something. And she goes, so have I. I've also been here for 10 years. Okay. First of all, the audacity to compare yourself to Lindsay Hubbard is like insane, but you are not. I'm like, when people think about Summer House, they think of Lindsay, Carl, and Kyle. They do not think about you. Like, you are Carl's
Yeah.
or Kyle's girlfriend slash wife. Like, you're on the show. Yes, you've been on the show since season one, but you are not like a centralized character. And honestly, she never really was. Like, all of her drama just was about Kyle. And like literally like the one time you're known for this show is when you do something this diabolical and insane. Like your, rise to fame happened because you took your best friend's ex-boyfriend. You're not this like reality TV star that you think of. And I just thought that was so rude and like just rude. And I'm like, girl, know your place. And also she says like what did she say? Like, yeah, I wouldn't have done this during their breakup. I'm like, yeah, you wouldn't have done this during Carl and Lindsay's breakup because it was a ending of an engagement, like something actually
What
trauma.
were you gonna do an ad about?
Yeah.
Also, she did an ad about her own breakup,
Yes, I saw that.
so maybe
Like a
you would
Buffalo
have.
Wild Wings ad or something about Kyle. Like
Yeah,
she
and I
was
think she did another ad that was kinda similar too. It was, like, the Jimmy John's ad too that came out right when this
yes.
West drama came out, and I think they removed it from the internet right after it dropped. I did love the Lindsay and Carl segment where they said that they were proud of each other, but something else that I wanted to bring up, going back to Dara real quick, is that a lot of people online were talking about the way that Kyle spoke about what Dara was saying versus when Kyle spoke to Sierra that I wanted to talk about because I wanted to hear your perspective on it because people were talking about it from like a person of color
Mhm.
perspective of like he thought Sierra was harsh, but Dara was well spoken. And I didn't take it the way that some people were taking it, where I thought he was saying that Sierra was harsh in a way of like Sierra was saying it in a way that Amanda wasn't necessarily going to be receptive of it because it was something that cut
Deep.
super like, it was just so true. And what Dara said was in more of a way attacking West than
Yeah.
attacking Sierra, even though I truly think at the core they were saying the exact same
Yes.
thing. But I also was surprised in the way that Kyle said it. Like, I was too surprised at the way that Dara was so eloquent about it, not saying that Sierra wasn't. I thought Sierra was equally as eloquent, just in a different way. But I was surprised at how well Dara put that, and I thought that she put it in a way that it's really hard to come up with any way to, like, defend against what she was saying, whereas Amanda with what Sierra was saying could be like, "I'm not so defenseless, like, I'm not so meek, like, I don't bend to men," that sort of thing. So, yeah, I was interested in hearing what your perspective was of what
Yeah.
Kyle was saying.
I definitely agree. I felt like more so Kyle was saying that because I just don't think they've heard Dara speak like
Mhm.
candidly. Like I just don't think they like
Yeah.
for her, like that's where I kind of felt it. I didn't feel like he was saying it in a way of like going back to part one where he says that Sierra's like that was a little harsh. He said just says that was a little harsh, but he doesn't say you should take that back. I wouldn't go there. He just says that was harsh and
And he
that's
even reiterated that, I don't know if you saw it in part 2, when Amanda does walk off the stage, he did say to Sierra, like, "You're valid for everything that you're saying. I just thought that that part was a little harsh." And Sierra goes, "Well, she's historically had low
yeah.
self-esteem."
Yeah, exactly, which I thought was funny. But yeah, I feel like he was just saying it I feel like more so just because they don't hear Dara talk. Like, I feel like he knows Sierra's well spoken. He agreed with what Sierra said, and once again, what Sierra said about Amanda, where she was saying she was attacking Amanda's, like, the kinda guy I don't know, like, Dara was attacking Wes's character,
Yeah.
and Sierra was attacking Amanda, which Kyle was with for who Kyle was with for 10 years.
It was basically insinuating things about Kyle too, like, "You're gonna be with this man that's gonna treat you poorly, and you're not gonna stand up for yourself, and he's
Yeah.
just gonna run all over you." Like, if I was Kyle, I would feel like that's a little bit harsh as well.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think people are kind of pushing it with that, or like I can see how that could be kind of taken that way, but I didn't take it that way. I definitely just
Mhm.
took it as like I genuinely don't think Kyle has seen Dara speak more than like 2 sentences in probably his entire life. So he probably was like, "Oh wow, she kind of has a lot to say."
Also, she came out swinging on the stage.
Yeah,
I mean, I was not expecting her to come
exactly.
and eat him up like that.
Exactly. And also like I really want to this is like kind of a side tangent, but like I really want to know what happened with her and KJ.
I know. I thought it was really weird. He, like, still released, I don't know if it's because he put money into it, like, still released the music
Yes.
video that she's in and the song that's obviously written about her. But I haven't seen anything more about their relationship. It does seem like that their previous breakup was tied kind of to his mental health struggles, so
Yeah.
you never know if that's, like, what's
Yeah.
going on there. So I'm hoping that if we, like, give it another month, maybe they'll be back together because they did seem like they really loved
Yeah.
each other. Did you wanna talk about Kyle and
Yes.
Amanda and, like, their relationship, how it was discussed on part 2?
Yes. Obviously, as we all know, Kyle and Amanda should have never gotten married, and I feel like that was just the whole thing, like, I've seen all this discourse online where people are like, "Why are we trying to, like, rewrite Kyle Cook's history?" And, like, he has these tendencies that are very rude, which he literally admits, like, they say, you" like, he's like, "I drink, I black out, I get upset." Like, he has issues that he admits to,
Mhm.
and I just feel like as viewers, like, it's not that I, like, am like, "Amanda deserves to be with someone like that." Like, I don't think anyone does. Amanda did a horrible thing to Sierra. I still think Kyle was a horrible husband. But I'm like, as a viewer, it just gets, like, it just gets, like, annoying to have to be well, we've watched the show. We thought you guys should never gotten engaged. We thought you should have never gotten married. Like, we have been seeing this as outsiders for 10 years. Like, I could have told you that this was going to end this way because this is exactly how it started with poor communication. Like, you guys just should never have been together. Like, Amanda, you were just someone he was hooking up with and you just clawed your way into his life. Even when you were just hooking up, you guys had horrible communication. Like, it's like, what makes you think this is going to be a husband that you buy a house in New Jersey with and live in a white picket fence with 3 kids? Like, it was never going to be that way. And I think that's why viewers are just kind of over it, for better or worse. Like, people can think that's horrible, but I just think, I mean, also, they're over it because they're getting a divorce. So it's not like, you know what I like, you can't like go back and this type of stuff. But I definitely am just like, I feel like Amanda was checked out of this relationship for far longer than Kyle was. I definitely think Kyle like wanted to make it work, even though it was never going to work. And what I found the craziest is
I mean,
that
she even says that, like, she was done with the relationship before they put out the statement, so why were you acting like you weren't? Like,
yes, well, you
just
can even
divorce
see it.
him then.
You can see it in the city. Like, he even mentioned it. He goes, "We thought we are gonna move out and, like, do couple counseling and start dating each other." And he goes, "That all went out the window." Like, I do not I definitely think she moved out and was like, "I'm never moving back in with you." But it's like, why didn't you say that in
What's
September?
the whole charade for, just because In the City is filming?
Yeah. It's just so, like, fake. It just comes off so fake and phony. And what I also thought that was, like, very interesting is Kyle was like, she was pushing for the statement to come out, like, super quick, and she wanted it to be, written and out that day, and he sent it to his mom to look at and all this stuff. And I'm just like, why were you so eager? Like, this does not help prove your me and Wes didn't start dating point because, like, you are so eager to get this statement out to let everyone in the general public know I am done with my husband. So it's kind of like saying, like, I'm done with my husband. So if you see me out with friends, I'm just single, so I'm out. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like 2 days after Sierra had a weird feeling about you and Wes, like, and confront
2
like,
da
kind
2
of
days after
ask
you
you
stayed
about it.
over Wes's apartment.
Yeah, like, it just is like,
And
it
she
does
said
not
she was
help.
done with him on, which I know she was done with him before, but she said she was done with him on New Year's Day, and 16 days later, you were with Wes. Very
Sleeping over at his
interesting.
house, sleeping over, which
It took
again,
you
I'm
2
like,
weeks.
why does every girl in the world sleep over at Wes' house? Like,
It's
And
weird.
then she's like, "We did nothing, we did nothing." I'm like, "Oh, so you're just sleeping over to do what? To sit around and fucking watch the game because you love football?" Like, I'm like, "I can't."
I thought too that it was very interesting that she talked about how she called Bravo before she even talked to Kyle and decided she wanted to put a statement out. Why was she calling Bravo? Like, why
I
wasn't she calling her husband to be like, "We should get a
Yeah.
divorce"? I
Like,
guess
I
she thought
don't
maybe Bravo was gonna wanna pull up cameras, but that was also really weird to
I
me.
definitely am like, I think that she doesn't help her case when it comes to the hashtag boy moms of Kyle Cook. Like saying, you know what I mean? Like saying things like this and like acting in this way. Like, I'm like, I can see how these people, these viewers who like are low key misogynistic and like love the men on this show no matter what. Like, Kyle is not the worst man on Bravo. He's definitely wasn't the best husband, et cetera, all the disclaimers in the world. But it's like when you say things like this, you're kind of igniting this like justice for Kyle Cook
I
agenda.
would like to hear more about his behavior from her perspective because, again, she does kind of allude to the fact that he wasn't a good husband, but she's very vague with it. And
Yes.
I feel like if we want that to be part of the storyline, which it seems like she does want that to be part of the storyline because it justifies her being with West and wanting to be free, then
Yeah.
you have to contribute something to that storyline. I personally don't have a problem with them discussing Kyle's actions and the fact that they're unacceptable. Like, I'm fine with them addressing that. I feel like it was a little bit put under the rug because of some of this other stuff is a little bit more interesting at this point, and
Yeah.
that's just a fact.
Yeah.
But as an audience member too, I lose interest in your, like, redemption arc, like, freedom story when you are literally leaving your relationship that you're alleging
Yes.
was, like, kind of
Horrible.
abusive for someone that is literally the same person as him and is very well documented that he parties, does drinks, gets blackout,
Mhm.
doesn't treat women well. Like, it's one thing if you divorce him and you're on your own or go date someone new, but it's another thing to go from him to literally someone else that is exactly like him, and then to think everyone should just be cheering that you're free of your
I know, and then
ex-husband.
her argument
Again, when
keeps
you
being
don't say his behavior, yes, saying "F you" to your wife alone or in front of other people is not respectful, and it's not nice, and it's not something I would tolerate, but if that's the worst of it.
then what? Exactly. No, literally. Also, I was gonna say, they kept saying because they kept bringing this up, like Lindsay, Carl, everyone kept bringing this up. Like, you're leaving Kyle. You're saying his drinking got out of hand. It was too much to deal with, whatever, to go with someone who's just like him. And then she keeps saying her defense is, but I'm single. I'm single now. I'm single now. But it's like, okay, but you were also single when you met Kyle, too. So we're telling you what your future looks like, and it's going to be Kyle Cook 2.0. Like, you're going with a guy that's non-committal. You've been doing this thing for 3 months. You would think that you ruin your whole life that you would he would be like, "Okay, Amanda, you're my girlfriend." No. It's just like all this stuff is coming out. He's horrible, like like
But
partner, all this
she's not single now, and she's still doing those
exactly.
things, so it just doesn't
Exactly.
make sense, and she even says it. She gets to the point, they push her a little bit, and she finally says, "I didn't like going out with Kyle." Okay, well, he is literally your boyfriend, fiancé, husband of 10 years. If you don't like going anywhere with him,
Then
why are
why
you
did you get
together?
married?
That's where, like, the intimacy comes in, like, literally, what are you married for other than wanting to be on TV and not wanting to have a 9 to 5? I genuinely that is the only answer that I can think of as to why they were together for so long.
Yes. Yes, no, I agree. She wanted to be on the show, which is fine, whatever, but it's like stand in your truth. And I did find it funny where Kyle was like, because they kept saying Kyle 2.0, Kyle 2.0, and he goes, Kyle 2.0, that's on steroids. I'm like, okay,
I did
okay,
like when
last
he was, like,
weekend.
crying when she said that
I
about
know, that
how
was
she didn't like
making
to
me
go out
laugh.
with him, and Andy interrupts to say, "Kyle, are you okay?" And then he just digs at West and just, like, goes in on him.
It's like you're a fraudulent phony. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Yeah, it's so funny. We can kind of talk about, I feel like, the end of the
Mhm.
show now, but I loved Sierra immediately getting on the phone with Miha. I thought that was amazing. I was curious during part one if they were gonna like get her side of the story because she's talked about so much. I'm glad that Sierra like called her and whatever, and we got that perspective.
You know what? Because a lot of people were saying stuff about, like, bringing her on the reunion, but I feel like that's really not something that Bravo does. So I did like the way that they tied it in with at least, like, pulling her in on FaceTime to, like, get her side without fully, having her there on the stage or something like that, because it really wouldn't make sense to do that, but I did like that we got to hear directly from her.
Yes. And I definitely think that West has a lot to like, I'm so curious in part 3 if they're gonna bring it up.
West is like, "It's gonna get easier, I think."
Yes. Like, it's like, "Girl, no, it's not." And I love Kyle being like, "Can we just call you from on stage?" Like, I just, like, really and he's just like, "I really wanna know, like, what did he say?" And then Kyle even says, like, he mentions, like, "I have their text messages," like, where he is and this is how manipulative he can be and, like, why he probably what he's probably said to all these girls that he's hooking up with all across fucking America, but he's like, I can't talk. We can't let anyone know because if Bravo finds out I have a girlfriend, I'm gonna get fired," which is not true. It's literally not true. If you're already on the show and, like, you have a partner, girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, they just like, Mia was on the show and she had a boyfriend. He just came for 2 weekends, that's it. Like, he they
Mhm.
don't you don't have to become a cast member, you can just be
Or
there and
even,
be
like,
there.
cast members that are more relevant than Mia because she was a newbie, like, if you look at, Taylor on, Southern Charm or, like, even when Naomi was dating that doctor on Southern Charm, like, she was a core cast member that had a relationship with someone else on this show, and she was still relevant to the show when she was
Yeah.
dating someone.
Yeah, it's like they just are part of your story, and they don't even honestly have to be in it. They just show a picture there, here, and there, whatever. But I definitely am like, you're such a liar, and also being like, if I brought you on the show, like you and Sierra would be have to fight, and I just don't want to do that to you. Like, oh, so what you're doing now is 10 times better. Like what you're doing now is so humiliating, so frustrating. She has people telling her she's a liar. She has people saying this, and then it's like this whole exclusive thing. Once again, let's go back to how these terms are do not mean anything. Like either you are boyfriend and girlfriend or you're not. So, which you were boyfriend and girlfriend with this girl. I don't care what you say to your friends or to make yourself feel better at night, but she was your girlfriend, you were her boyfriend, and you humiliated her and like did all this stuff for what? Like it's just like
Again, it's not even Sierra, he was making out with someone else on one of
yeah.
the weekends as well, and
And I'm
Mia
like,
was
how do
saying
you
that she was at
explain
his
that?
apartment all summer.
Like, honestly, to me, I'm like, he probably which I wonder if they're gonna show the Kyle's text. I really want them to show her screenshots of her text that she sent Kyle. But it's like, I'm like, to me, he probably is like, "You're my I had to kiss her." Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just can see it right now. Like,
Yeah.
the
Well, even what
producers
he
maybe
said
through
what
it.
she also said where he told her, like, "Oh, I'm trying to save you from, like,
Yeah.
having people pry in your personal life." Well, what about now? What
Yeah.
about now? And he's not even there to, like, help her get through it because he literally dropped her like a hot potato.
He's just so disgusting, and, like, I honestly call me fucking evil, I do not care, but I think I texted to you, but I'm like, I just cannot wait for them to break up. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
I will be first in line at that breakup party. I will be hosting
That'll
the
be our
fucking breakup.
barricade or bust for the
I
week.
will be like, because 'cause I'm like, I just want Amanda to see, like, "Look at this piece of fucking shit, and now what? You have nothing, you have no friends, you have nothing. You have no
I mean,
one
no
in your
one's gonna want
corner."
her on TV.
Yeah.
I think too something else with what you're saying about like, yeah, I want them to bring out the Miha stuff, like it's entertaining, like I wanna see it, I wanna see the reactions to it. But clearly they're gallivanting around Italy, clearly it did not land. Like clearly none of this landed or was absorbed by her in a way of being like, maybe this isn't right for me.
It's just like yeah. It's definitely just sad, like, I'm like, I don't know. I just think because the picture of them at the wedding, I'm like, what do you even say? Like, I'm sorry, like, there's no way everyone in this at this wedding doesn't know about this whole drama. Like, how what do you even say? Like, how do you even, like
That's what you were
I don't
saying
know.
last week. Like, how do you bring Amanda to your parents after you brought her husband to see your parents
Yes!
6 months ago?
Like, I don't understand. And also being like I thought it was so funny. Someone said, I think Gibbs or whatever. Gibson said this on one of the podcasts he was on. He goes, "It's funny that they think they can escape, like, they can escape the crazies after the summer house reunion. Obviously, they have to go to this wedding, but they're, like, still in Italy." And it's just like, you don't think, like, first, like, Americans aren't in Italy, like, summer house viewers, like,
Yeah.
that's kind of what European vacations, like, are very popular amongst Americans. Like, I just am like, "Girl, you guys the best you could have done is stayed in your apartments because you're I don't know. I also think the, like, pictures of every of them just, like, sitting, looking chemistry-less, bored, out of their mind, kills me. I'm like, someone said this on Twitter or Threads or something, and they were like, "Unless it's a picture of them fighting on the streets, don't se like, screaming to each other on the streets, like, please
Yeah,
stop
we don't
this."
want it. Like, it's
Yeah,
not moving me. What is the point? I don't need to
I'm
see it.
Literally, I'm very excited for part 3. I definitely am intrigued to see, like, honestly, now I'm just like, obviously it's summer, like, they're gonna film in like a month. Like, a month from now is the 4th of
Who's
July
there? Yeah.
weekend. I'm so curious who's gonna be asked back.
Yeah, I think the preview for the 3rd episode looks really good. I know Amanda says, like, "Oh, it's killing me that I hurt you," and Sierra says it doesn't. Like, I've actually never seen someone come across so disingenuous,
I know.
trying to act like they're sorry or that they're upset. Like, there's just n her she's giving nothing. Her face is giving nothing. It just comes across so meaningless and disingenuous. Like, I don't even know how the cast on stage is, like, recognizing this person that's
Yeah.
talking to them
Well, I
because I
think
don't think I would be able to.
yeah. I definitely think that's where all this, like, even Carl did an interview recently where he's like, "I'm just still confused." Like, it's just like, it's not the Amanda that they know. It's
Yeah, and
like
that's why Amanda
Wes,
w that's why Lindsay was reacting so viscerally this episode. She was like, "What is happening?"
like,
Like,
who
multiple
are
times.
you?
Yeah.
Literally, like, who are you? Because I feel like West, they all know he's a sleazebag. They all know it.
Mhm.
But Amanda, it's just like, what the fuck has come over you? And
Yeah, and then even Carl says in the reunion clip too for part 3, like, he was hooking up with all these girls and your former best friend. Like,
yeah,
Carl gets these little zingers in. I
like,
live
it's
for
just
it.
like, you are dumb. Like, what makes you feel so special? But she just does. I don't really know what there is to say.
Terrible, but
I
we'll be seated for part 3. I think we also need to talk next week about Love Island, so you're gonna have to get caught up on Love Island.
well, next week we'll talk about Love Island too, because we might have
Well,
to do
we'll
when
see.
I'm like, when I come back home, we might have to do a 2-week Love Island
You're
debrief,
right.
which
Well,
honestly
yeah, the
might be
first week is
good.
always slow, so I feel like we can
Yeah.
do a 2-week recap, and then I also need to watch Not Suitable for Work, so hopefully that'll be my
Yes.
Barricade or Bust next week.
Oh my god. Please tell me if it's
We have
good.
so much to talk about because there's so much going on. I
TV,
can't
I
believe you
know.
chose these 2 weeks to
I
wait
know, I
for
was thinking that yeah,
this.
there's so much TV to watch, but I'm trying to keep up through TikTok. I'm like, I can listen, you can tell me about Love Island week 1. I've seen some twists and turns with the UK one, I think, so I'm excited to keep up, but Summer House, we have 1 more week of you until we throw you away until just a lot. That's literally
Yeah.
the biggest lie ever because I'm gonna be invested in this.
We're scrolling threads every day, guys. Well,
God.
make sure that you are following us on all social media platforms at First Line Pod on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Threads. And make sure that you're subscribed on all streaming platforms, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
And please don't forget to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify. Leave us 5-star reviews only, please. And leave us an encouraging comment here or there.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time on First in Line.
Bye.